is happening. Oh. Hello, hello.
Heesh, we're finally here.
I know it's happening.
The podcast.
The podcast. We've been working so hard on putting this together, and it's happening.
Finally.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. You feeling good?
I am feeling good. I have a lot of questions, a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah.
I guess we'll dive into that all later throughout the episode. Is this going to be the thing? I'm constantly saying, let's dive in and dive into thing. I feel like it's going to be a running theme throughout the whole
jumping
podcast.
Going in somewhere.
Which is funny because I can't swim. So
luckily,
let's metaphorically.
I can swim.
Yeah, you can.
So
I can't.
it's okay.
So let's metaphorically dive in and roll the intro.
Yeah.
Welcome to Behind the Uni.
Hi, and welcome to a new episode of Behind the Uni, brought to you by the University of Gloucestershire, the podcast that covers everything to do with student life with your hosts, Hisham and Lewis. Let's dive in.
I guess, welcome to Behind the Uni podcast. My name is Hisham.
And my name is Lewis.
And we're going to spend, I guess, the next few weeks discussing all things university with, I guess, students, staff, us, other students, people, things.
We're going to have so many guests on the podcast. I think every episode we're doing is going to be someone unique and different every single time. So I think it's going to be a real fun experience. It's going to be a roller coaster of a ride as well. And I just can't wait to get going. I'm
just really excited to kind of dissect everything student life, from applying to university to going through to university, and why you should go, not should go to university, but why people choose to go to university, that kind of thing. I guess we should start off by talking about all the businessy things.
Yes.
So Behind the Uni is brought to you by the University of Gloucestershire. We are a university based in Cheltenham and Gloucester, which, for anyone that doesn't know where that is, it's about 40 minutes away from Birmingham, about a 40-minute away from Cardiff.
And from Bristol as well, like 45 from Bristol.
Yeah, so we are in the southwest, and we've got it going on. We've got everything. We've got so many campuses, and today we're at one of our campuses in Cheltenham called Francis Close Hall. We're in the loft, which is a students' union space that is accessible by students, and it's for students. So we booked it out today and took over to record the podcast.
Yeah, it's going to be good fun. SH has been around since the 1800s.
It's old.
If you look online, it looks like a castle, even though I don't think it was a castle.
It's older than the Queen, which is saying a lot.
Now. Got some serious age to it. Yeah. History, it has, this building. A lot of history.
There's a lot of history. It used to be a teaching college for boys, and then it became obviously a mixed college, and now it's in our university, and it's beautiful. All of our students call it Hogwarts, I guess.
Hogwarts, yeah.
Which is really cute, and I'm sure if you head to our social media, you'll be able to see it. Again, we'll talk about social media throughout the whole podcast all the time, because plot twist, and I guess we do need to address this, who we are and what we do here. So we actually work for the university.
Yep.
We are social media officers, which means that we kind of take care of all the social media. So you might have seen us on TikTok, you might have seen us on Instagram, pretending to be ducks.
We've got a few viral videos, haven't we, Heesh?
We have got a few viral videos.
We are very,
very,
very proud of them. And social media officers, we sort of protect the social media of the university.
It's a little baby.
Yeah.
But just because we work for the university doesn't mean that we're not here to sell you the uni. We're literally just here to talk about it.
Yeah.
And when we put together this podcast, and this is why this episode is just the two of us, because we kind of want to discuss everything, put down the foundations, lay down the groundwork for the next episodes and what you're going to see throughout the whole season. We're here just to have a chat, to be honest.
Yeah, just a casual chat, isn't it?
We've got water.
Is it water?
I don't know.
Our audience won't know that at all.
If our boss is watching, it's water. But yeah, so just because we work for the university doesn't mean that we're here to sell it to you. But also, we are Uni of Gloss alumni, so we love it as much as all of our students do, and hopefully prospective students will as well.
Yeah, so I've been to the uni for 4 years before joining here as a social media officer, and in my first 3 years I did sports management for my first 3 years, and then I went into a master's at the university doing PR, media and communications, and I've been across, I think, 2 different campuses. I've been across Oxtals for my first 3 years, and then I went to Park campus obviously for my master's, and it's crazy the different experience you get from going from one campus to the other. It's like a different world. I think that's what's so amazing about this university. Every single campus you go to is just a different buzz, different atmosphere, everything is unique.
It's a different experience.
Yeah, they have their own unique values, I want to say,
Yeah.
and like just the feel about them.
100%.
It's like Park, you go there, it's more techie based, and you go there and it just feels like very innovative, doesn't it, compared to when you come to FCH and you can take in all the history.
It feels authentic. It feels really like not old, but like, I don't know. Yeah, it's got history behind it. It feels grand. FCH definitely feels grand.
Yeah, it does.
And then Oxtalls, which is where you studied in during your undergrad, is predominantly where our business and sports courses and nursing.
Yeah.
So, which is in theory, it sounds like a really weird mixture of people, but it works.
It works so well, and that campus is always. Every time I've been there, it's just so busy, and it's just buzzing all the time.
You love Oxtalls.
Oh, I love Oxtalls. I think it has changed since
So
I
much.
was there because of. I think it was only sports and business there to start with, but that I think changed quite a lot because they got all the nursing stuff in. Like I think during my third year, and then obviously they came in, and then they built the massive business school now, which is, I got to say, it's a phenomenal building.
We love the business school.
Big.
We love it.
It's
So yeah,
vast.
we started university in 2016. A long time ago.
You make me feel old now.
Nearly the 6 years.
Yeah,
I got to feel ancient.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we started our undergrad in 2016.
Yes.
You did sports. I was doing journalism at Park Campus. So very different vibes. Very different vibes. While Lewis was actually doing sports and playing cricket, I was out and about talking to people of about life, going to court, doing court reporting. I had like a really hands-on experience in my course, which kind of allowed me to gain a lot of experience. Like I was out and about, not just sat in classes. And
you even created a magazine as well, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll talk about that. I'll talk about that in a bit. But like being at Uni of Glos, without sounding too like we're great. I generally had like great opportunities to just express myself and have fun. I mean, you loved it so much you stayed for a fourth year. Yeah,
I know. I think the university, I think it just developed me. Like it made me the person who I am today.
100%.
And I think it does it for a lot of students as well. It's like, obviously, when you first join, it's quite tough starting out. I found it tough. I think everyone does.
Who hadn't had that thought in their first year of university and they're like, you know what, I'm going to drop out?
Yeah, I had that first 2 weeks in.
Yeah,
but
classic.
then once I got over that, I didn't join cricket until I was about in January. Cricket's like one of the societies at the university you can join. There's over 60 to 80 or over that number. It's mad.
Yeah, a lot of clubs and societies.
And I think you could just find yourself, and if you know there's interests that you like, other people have interests at the uni as well. There's so many students here. Like you're always going to be able to make friends. It's
100%
easy to do.
And I think for a lot of people that are thinking about going to university, whether you're applying to Uni of Glos or going somewhere else, they always have that preconceived notion of what university could be. And I feel like throughout this podcast and what we're going to talk about with students and staff and the conversations that we'll have, I just hit my mic. I'll be doing that a lot. I'll be hitting my mic a lot.
Yeah.
I talk with my hands.
Clumsy.
So
you're just all over the
everywhere. I always tell everyone that every university is a bespoke experience to the individual, to the place they're living in, their community.
Yeah.
We're different to all the other universities in the country and vice versa. But I guess what we're trying to say is that just because we're not students anymore, you did 4 years, I did 3 years, and I'm actually about to embark on my master's in September.
Yeah, you're about to become a student again, aren't
I'm about to become a student again. So technically, I'm very qualified to talk about this topic.
You're going to be counted as a
forever student?
No, I was going to say what's the oldest student?
A mature student.
A mature student. Even though
I
you're
am going to be a mature student.
24 now.
I wear it with pride. I'm 24. I'm going back into university. I wear it with pride. But we are very well versed in the student experience.
Yes.
That's what we're here. Because we were like we say, we create content on social media all the time. And we're like, there's only so much that we can say with words and images that we're like, let's put it into video and vocals, I guess.
And audio.
Yeah,
video
audio.
And audio.
Not vocals. None of us are singing, I promise. We're not singing. But we wanted to kind of give a platform to all of our students to actually just talk about their experiences. And when I say experiences, we're not here to present stuff to you in a rose-tinted
we're not going
shades.
to tread on eggshells about
Hell
these
no.
experiences. We want to be going into sort of the nitty-gritty of it all and sort of what is university experience like for them students?
From all the good things of what to do when you're out and about or when you move to Cheltenham or Gloucester, places to go, places to go and to eat food, to drink or hang out, to the really I guess, sad and depressing stuff of university, because we have this philosophy, or this is what we're trying to implement with this podcast, is that university is a human experience.
Yeah.
Outside of lectures and in lectures, things happen outside of uni that will influence a student's life. I know I've gone through a lot of stuff when I was a student.
Same with me. I think
exactly.
There's always going to be highs and lows for your life.
And it affects it.
And university is no different. And I think the highest of highs you'll experience at university, and the lowest lows you'll experience at university. Like, I remember during my second year, I had a massive, I just had a massive breakdown, like, during the start of the first semester. And it was more like imposter syndrome and just like, how am I going to be able to do this?
Yeah.
But now looking back on it, that's made me a stronger character as a person, and I can reflect on those times and be like, okay, I did have them negative times, but I had the highest of highs as well. Like, one example is varsity, like cricket varsity as well, and watching our team, I think, during like my first year, like go and win it, which we've not won it for a while, is huge as well.
It's very cool. Yeah. It's very, very cool. And I guess this is a very cheesy segue, but that's like kind of where the name comes from. It's like behind the uni, we are literally like taking you behind the scenes. Like, you know, in what's that film? Was the Voss when they say, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain?
Yeah.
We're opening a curtain wide.
Yeah, have a look.
Have a look, because we want young people to kind of have the ammunition to be able to take all the information that they can from this podcast and from what we have on social media to make their own decision, whether that's applying and coming to University of Gloucestershire. And we would love for you to do that, because our family, Team Gloss, is really, really special, and we've got such an incredible community, and you'll find out about that throughout the podcast. Or whether you go to another university, you do what's best for you, and we want you to do the right decision.
Yeah.
So yeah, Uni of Gloss. We'll talk about it because there's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
But welcome to Behind the Uni. We're very, very excited. As we said, just because we work at the university doesn't mean that we're here to market things to you. We're literally going to talk about everything. No, we don't want to be promotional.
Nope.
But yeah, so you studied sports.
Yep, I studied sports.
Before studying sports, when did you go to sixth form or college?
Okay, I went to college.
I went to college too. No shame. I did A-levels at college.
Yeah, so even before this, I'm going to go back to GCSE.
Love that.
And I was like, I think it was during year 11, I was like, I hate doing exams so much.
Me too.
I think I only revised for 2 weeks. And I was like, I'm not doing this. So
Well done.
GCSEs, I did okay. Could have probably done better if I applied myself.
This actually comes out during GCSE exams. So good luck to anyone doing exams or GCSEs. Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah, so it was just like, I'm not going to go through, because I know sixth form, like my brother did sixth form, and he, obviously, I don't think he enjoyed it that much. And
who enjoys A-levels?
No.
No one.
And so I went to college.
People that enjoy A-levels are masochists.
Yeah, you're an absolute nutter if you enjoy A-levels. I don't think anyone does. I think people enjoy it for like lunchtime breaks where you can go to the chippy or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or as I did, I went to the pub.
Oh wow, look at you.
Yeah. So I did my GCSEs. I always knew that I wanted to go into like a humanities-based course because I'm not sporty. I mean, as we've discussed, I can't even swim, let alone do sports. Really fun fact about me, I don't think you know about this. I was either going to study journalism. Someone just entered the loft space, even though we have a sign that says you can't enter. And this will happen a lot. You know, we'll keep it in. That's normal. People will walk into the set. They can come and sit here. We're like an audience.
Yeah. Live audience.
So yeah, this will happen all the time, I'm sure. But you know what?
Who cares?
It's life. Yeah. I was either going to come and do journalism, which I did in the end, or I was going to study law.
Oh, that would have been brutal.
So, which is funny because I was like in GCSEs and I did my GCSEs and I was like, don't like exams. Can't do law. Gotta stick to journalism. So I went to college, and I'm from Reading, but I went to college in Henley-on-Thames. Shout out Henley. And I did A-levels at Henley, and loved the college. Had an incredible time. Again, epiphany, had a plot twist. Still hated exams.
But you decided to go and do them anyway.
Well, I had to but it was because like I had that pressure of like, okay, I need to do A-levels to get to university, and I didn't know better that I can just do a BTEC.
Yeah.
Especially the subject that I wanted to go in, I could have easily done a media BTEC or like a film BTEC, which I would have thoroughly enjoyed. And there's no shame to people that do BTEC. It's a great viable option to higher education.
I think BTECs are so good as well because they prepare you for university
100%.
experience because of like So I went to
independent learning.
Yeah. So obviously I'm from Bristol. I went to a college called SGS College. Obviously
Is that South Gloucestershire?
Yeah, that's South Gloucestershire. But obviously
they're big fans of us on TikTok.
Yeah, they're big fans. Well, they're partnered with us as well at the university. So I went there. I did 2 years of college there. I think it was called like a level 3 diploma in sport. So, and it prepares you so well because of there's not a lot of, I didn't have to do a single exam during the time there.
Oh,
it was all coursework.
Cannot relate.
It's all coursework and a couple of presentations here and there. And that's, for me, I was like, yes, this is perfect for me because it's easy. If you apply yourself there and just be in constant communications with your tutor, and then like I'd managed to achieve, I think, full marks across like my BTECs. I think I got like 420 UCAS points or something like that. But the big but here is with BTECs is you can get to majority of the unis if you do well. But I could not get into the big boy unis like Loughborough,
like Russell groups and things like that.
Russell groups, Bath, Exeter, because they would want an A level to go alongside it, and I hated.
Which I just think is. I mean, I have my own personal opinions about that because I think it's a bit weird. Like, it's all education, and I'm going to be able to do the things they want me to do.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's like negative connotations with doing a BTECs, but I think it
shouldn't be though.
It's a massive benefit for me because I knew my skill set was better in applying myself to do coursework, and I was okay at presentations. I wasn't great, but I'd rather do them over exams because after 15 minutes,
which plot twist?
Out of the way.
That's the majority of university courses. Yeah. Unless you're doing law or chemistry or like those kind of subjects, you're mainly doing assignments and dissertations. You're not really doing exams.
Exactly, and it prepared me quite well because I was doing everything which I think my sports management course, I was going to go into and do.
Yeah.
So it's like I had doing sports business. I was doing some sports coaching stuff as well, but I'm not great with kids, so there's no reason why I would be a coach. So I was like, oh, it's okay. But it prepared me so well, and I was so prepared going into my sports management course. I was pumped up. I couldn't wait to get started, really.
Yeah, so mine was slightly different. I did A-levels, had a breakdown. Carried on going.
Had another breakdown.
I dropped an A-level, because you start off with 4, which I think is so unnecessary. They make you start off with 4, and then they tell you to drop 1 in the second year of college or sixth form. But then I dropped 1. Then I picked up EPQ because I had to show that I wanted to show the universities I'm applying to that I can do independent learning. Because again, I feel like A-level don't prove that.
I may sound very dumb, but what is EPQ?
So, really good question. EPQ, I guess for anyone that's thinking about applying to university or potentially wants to kind of boost their CV or university application, it stands for Extended Project Qualification.
Okay.
So it's essentially you get to do a mini dissertation, but in college level.
Yeah.
So I learned how to reference, I learned how to write a proper university style essay before I came to uni. So that's why I did it, because I was like, I can kind of talk about that in my interviews, and I did. I was very, very happy with, and I applied through UCAS.
Yeah.
And I was very, very happy with all the university offers that I got. And I was going to go to a different uni.
Where were you going to go?
I guess I could say I was going to go to University of Westminster.
Huh.
Well,
I haven't really heard of.
They're based in London. They're a good uni. And then I was like, I want that London experience. And when I was going to the open days, which again is one of my biggest pieces of advice, go to an open day. It will give you the absolute
full experience. I would say.
Also, all the information that you need to kind of help you make a decision. So on paper, for me, University of Westminster was perfect.
Yeah.
Went to an open day. Had an awful experience. I was like, this is not it.
Just wasn't didn't resonate with you at all.
No,
sort of thing. Yeah.
No, this was back in 2016, and I'm sure the people that were kind of giving us the tours and stuff are not there anymore. But it just wasn't a positive experience. And I went to other universities, had great experiences. When I came here, I generally felt like I was a student already, which was really, really great. I was like, okay, this is it. I didn't even look at the town. I didn't even look at Cheltenham or Gloucester. I was made my decision purely on the campuses, the lecturers, the people. I was like, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to take the leap of faith. And when I get the offer, I'm going to firm it.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I think for me, it was a bit of a different experience, just in the sense I had a few offers on my table. I had Bournemouth, unconditional as well, which was quite good. Nice. So I could have gone Bournemouth, do sports management. I had Cardiff on the table, and then it was Gloucestershire. But the main reason why I chose Gloucestershire was so my brother came here, and he...
Yeah, you're a legacy.
Yeah, so I'm sort of carrying on the Ford name in a way. But he came here, so he sort of told me about the experience and how much I was going to enjoy it, how much I would get on with all the cricket boys at the society here. And I was like, okay, this is perfect. I came to one open day. And I think the main reason for me to see the open day was just to see what the accommodation was like at Oxford.
Which is a big... Yeah, it's a big thing.
It is a big thing. But the funny thing is, I didn't even get my accommodation at Oxtals because I applied too late.
Were you too lazy with applications that you didn't get it in time?
No. So genuinely, I just forgot. Because I didn't have a great... I'm not very switched on about like what I have to do. So I was like, oh, God. And then I got a message come through saying, like, you've not actually picked accommodation. We've chosen one for you.
We've chosen one.
Yeah, I got stuck in a place. You know what? I got literally stuck in a place called Discovery Court. So,
which is good. But a lot of people are like that. I was the complete opposite. I was such a freak when it comes to applying to university because I kind of like went onto YouTube and I watched like videos and like things to do.
Yeah.
And I really over-prepped myself that I got my first choice for accommodation, which I'm very happy about. So I stayed in Challoner on Park Campus, which is really, really good for all students who study on Park Campus because it's literally just a literal hop and skip away from lectures.
Yeah.
Which I loved. But I was such a keen bean that I remember like 2 months before moving in, I'm going to expose myself big time. I emailed accommodation people. I was working at IKEA at the time.
Yeah.
So I was really like in my interior design like phase in life. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make my room look so cute. It's my room, my first room away from like moving out from home. And I emailed the accommodation people and asked for a flat plan of the room.
Hey, that's not bad though.
It's not a bad shout.
It's very good.
I knew that I needed extra storage, so I need to figure out, okay, where is it gonna go? How much space have I got? First of all, it was a very nice email that I got back being like, it's a bit early for that, but fair enough. They sent it to me and I literally planned my whole room and I came to uni. I was like, this is it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love that.
Like, so there's always like different types. This is so funny to me because there's always different types of people. There's people that care way too much and they're like, I'm not saying that you don't care, but you're just like, you're blasé about it. You're like, cool, whatever happens.
Yeah, I was a bit like that. I just brought a few boxes up and I was like, I don't really care what my room looks like. I was just like, I'll put stuff there. All I cared was if I brought my Xbox up and a TV, and I would have been happy. But I remember because of Discovery Court at the time, obviously was owned, I think, by the uni or something like that. But then it changed now. I think they sold it off, and now I think
this was back in 2016.
Yeah, so this is ages. So it's all changed. I think it's just flats now. But I remember it was me and another flatmate. But on the second day, he dropped out because he just decided university life wasn't for him. So I think I was by myself for about like a month, but that was quite tough. That was really tough because
that's hard.
It was weird because it was only a 2-person flat and we had other students obviously all dotted around as well, but it's just a 2-person flat by yourself. It's a lot of open space.
Also, it's your first time
alone
away from home.
Yeah, and I think that's what I struggled with the most. Yeah, is even though it was only like a 45-minute drive back to Bristol, I could go home. I just felt so alone, and I'm the type of person I do struggle to make friends to start with, and like I'm not as confident going about like, oh yeah, like hey mate, go knock on your door, like oh let's go out, let's go grab a few drinks.
Is weird.
Yeah, and plus it takes a set of like balls to like sort of go and do balls. That. Yeah, and like it took me like 2-3 weeks before I actually came out my shell a bit, and then I was starting going out with my flatmates and stuff, and then it was after like I think it was 2 weeks in, I was like I'm gonna drop out. I think my mum and brother came up and were like, no, just stick out for a bit, see what happens. I think they went up and knocked on. I'm gonna expose myself here as well. Yeah, they went up and knocked on other people's doors and say, like,
oh, my son is downstairs.
Yeah, my son is downstairs.
That's cute.
Because I think I was really, really badly
I wish
struggling.
my parents did that. My parents were too busy crying.
Yeah, but then, I think I was crying at the time, and then people came and I was like, for fuck's sake.
Well, it was good though.
No, it was good. It did help me quite a bit. And I think after that point, I think from like October, December, it was really good. And then it wasn't until I joined society, I was like, wow, now this is really, really good. Like yeah, Karen, sorry.
No, I was literally gonna just sound off the same thing. I think it's all the same experience. It's like once you actually find a group of people that you're like, oh, we have shared interests, whether it's society or a club, which again, a great piece of advice to anyone that starts university. Go to welcome fairs or freshers fairs, wherever they call it, wherever you are.
Yeah.
that's where you'll find your people. That's where you'll find your tribe.
I think on top of that, I know it's scary, like doing it. I really do know it's scary because I've been in this situation. I didn't join until January because I had such a fear about meeting new people, and because I didn't go on the first training session, I was like, oh crap, like
That's it.
I'm by myself here. Like they've all made friends with each other. I'm going to be the outcast. But it's not. After the first session in January, like you start to meet people there and you find out like what they like. Okay, you have a common interest in cricket. The first thing I talked about for the first session was cricket with all of them, and then you just overhear conversations, and then you jump in and jump on the interests as well. And
100%.
like I think especially for me, like a lot of blokes, we play video games and stuff, so a lot of us had interest in that, so that's what I jumped on, and it helped me quite a lot. It made me so much, like, give me so much self-belief as well. And especially to going out, because I wasn't the type of person before university who went out loads.
No.
Like I used to just stay in my room and play games all day, really. And I never used to go out clubbing loads until also I came into uni because that's what all my mates were doing.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing. Like I kind of had the same experience as you. Though I was like, I need to find my own tribe, and I couldn't find it. Then I created it, which was with the magazine.
Hey, that's good though.
But that didn't come until second year.
Oh, okay.
So I spent the whole year. I had friends and I had a great time in first year. But it was because what gave me comfort, I think, was knowing that we're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
Everyone moves away from home. There are some people who are older, who maybe took a gap year or took a couple of years off and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the majority of people that come to university in September are 18-year-olds, fresh out of their parents' homes, their guardians' homes, with a general lack of experience of life.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had no experience of life.
So we're all just kind of like mumbling, trying to get through.
Well, I remember, I think it must have been, just at the start of first year, I tried to make a chili by myself.
Oh, God.
And it ended up with me, obviously, putting all the chili in. I went off and like to go and do something, I don't know, play games or go on my phone or something. I came back and literally the whole chili was just burnt to a crisp. I had to chuck the pan out in the end because I was trying to clean it. I was just like getting a knife and trying to like jackhammer away.
You have to jackhammer food out of a pan, throw away.
So I just stuck with my basic pasta, a bit of microwave veg. I was like, yeah, this will do me.
Yeah,
I can survive off this.
See, food is it's a very funny part of, like, it's a very fun part of student experience, because I think I came to uni with a good knowledge of how to like cook for myself, because I was just generally interested in food and cooking in general as like a kid.
Yeah,
so I was very proud of myself.
I didn't get interested into it until I came to university, and then I was like,
you're like, oh, I have to feed myself.
Well, I was like, oh, I've got so much spare time now. Like, what am I going to do?
Yeah, no, it's so true though.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to go on YouTube and watch a few Gordon Ramsay videos, and I got into a real good habit of like just making steak every single night for like a couple of weeks.
You're a bougie student.
Yeah, no, you can get a cheap piece of like rump or something, like rump steak, and just like,
that was back in 2016. Times are hard now.
Yeah. But salt, pepper, bit of paprika, chop the garlic up.
Yeah.
2 minutes each side, butter.
But you know what? Some people don't even have to do that, and that's fine. That's okay, because like, I mean, I'm never gonna be the person to shame anyone. You can order food. You can go out for friends with food.
Oh yeah.
You can also just like find a friend that cooks and be like, oh, I'm going to come over to your flat for dinner tonight.
Oh, well, I'll just pay half for it. Don't worry. Yeah, but that's what it is.
And I think that's like where, I guess, like going back to the idea of like behind the university, then alongside your studies, they're the kind of skills that I guess matter the most.
Yeah.
It's like life politics or like things like that.
You don't get taught like life skills like that.
No.
And finding out how to like do stuff and fend for yourself.
Like we did like food, I don't know, I used to call it food tech in my
yeah,
school.
But that's
not really teaching how to cook.
But let me know, you're learning how to
we used to get told
bake
for
a cake or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I can't remember. Like
I can barely bake a cake.
Did
bake
you?
A cake now.
I think every student's been through. Did you go through a stage where you just lived off cheese toasties for like a month?
Yeah, I bought a George Foreman.
Oh god. Yeah, that's bougie.
I brought a George Foreman with me. That was
what?
Yeah, because I was like really interested in cooking, and I used to love these. I don't know, they must be available somewhere. I used to get these like almost like spice sheets from Tesco that had spices laid in them, so you can just put a chicken breast in them and grill them in the George Foreman. So it was like really tasty grilled chicken. I can do it super quick.
And you're calling me the bougie one.
But it was so cheap. But I was just like, it's because I watched all, like, if there was, in 2016, the lead up to September 2016, I watched any single video that came out on YouTube about moving to university, moving to college. I used to watch American people move into their college rooms. Just a very different experience to UK students.
Oh my God.
But I really wanted to be prepared because I was really excited, not like scared or anything. I just was really, really excited.
Yeah.
So I wanted to like come prepared. And there's a really funny image that I have on my Facebook. I'll have to show you at some point, where I had so much stuff that I had to hire a van to come to uni.
What?
I am that person.
I think we only took like one big like estate car, and that was it. And like the funny thing is, you don't realise, but after university, when you've got to pack up and clear away or move house, the amount of crap you have, oh my God, it is ridiculous. I think I filled up like my car twice, and we moved it, and then we had to get like my mum's car, my brother's car down.
You do accumulate a lot of things in first year of uni.
Well, it's just random stuff. Like I remember,
I accumulated so much.
We used to play a game. It was called with my uni like cricket mates. It's called Wilko's Odds. So we would go down every aisle and Wilko. Yeah, this is brilliant, by the way.
Okay.
I recommend anyone to play this if you got friends. So in every aisle of Wilko, you go down it and you give odds on what you're going to buy. So like, okay.
Odds on you buying this kind of thing.
Yeah, odds on you buying this for every aisle. And like with a maximum budget of like £5 per aisle or something like that. Because you don't want to expect like spend loads. So you go down. And if you don't know what odds is, you give odds of like 8 to 1. Yeah, well, you never know.
Okay. It's not fair. International students might not know.
Yeah, you give odds of 8 to 1. And you got to say a number between 1 and 8. And if you both say the correct number, you then obviously have to do whatever it is. So there's a few times, I remember this was before social, we'd go down and like the theme was like Hawaiian or something. And we went down.
Oh, they had themes, I like that.
Yeah. And I ended up with like a plant watering gun, which would like squirt water.
Is that just a water gun?
Yeah. No, it was just like a plant spray. I don't think it was like
a mister?
Spray? Yeah, a mister. So I ended up with that, which I used at social and put my pints in, and I was drinking pints for a mister.
Just misting pints in your mouth.
I think I ended up with like a pig dog toy as well.
I like that.
And then like a big like vase as well, which is like, it's funny because of like you're rocking up the social and I've got like a toy pig, a vase, and a like plant mister. I'm just like, what's going on?
Well, that's kind of the stupid stuff that you do as students.
Yeah,
but like you know what? It's our prerogative.
Yeah, exactly. Like at that point is like.
It's like I used to. Well, like when I used to go to socials or like get together, we used to dress up.
Yeah,
fancy dress is a big element of uni life, which is one of my favorite things about university.
I loved it.
I loved it so much.
So
I won best dressed every single time.
So So you have 3 sort of main student nights, and it's Mondays are sort of like when you dress up quite nice, fancy, put on your favourite shirt, put on a nice t-shirt.
Glam Mondays.
Yeah, it's Glam Mondays. So it's in the name. And then your Wednesday is your main sports night, isn't it? Really. So you got like mainly all the sports societies go out, and that's where you dress up for social, and you usually have a theme to start with, and the social lasts for 2 hours. It's sort of like a big pre-drinks, but you drink a lot faster compared to pre-drinks.
Yeah. Or slower, depending on who you are.
Yeah, depending
on what you're into.
Yeah, what you're into as well, and
you don't have to drink at all.
Yeah, you don't. Mm-mm. And like a lot of people did water socials as well.
Yeah, one of my favorite socials, and again this is TMI, but I had like tonsillitis and stuff, so I was on antibiotics, so I couldn't drink. But they're all my favorite socials when I was the sober one, and I just get to watch all the tomfoolery of it all.
It happened, yeah, breakdown. So fun. And then you got the Thursdays as well, which is
propaganda.
Yeah, you got propaganda Thursdays, and like. I went on a few propaganda nights, but we would never social on that. But that was more like biosciences went out there. I know Dumbledore's Army, that is a thing, that is a society. And then you got the Doctor Who Society as well. And one thing which always made me chuckle is you had them 2 societies, and I always thought it would be like the biggest joint of the year, like Dumbledore's Army and Doctor Who Society just coming together and like socialing together. I thought that was brilliant.
That's so funny. That's the thing about societies. I think. Like I said, like you're bound to find something.
Yeah, you are.
Like if you like Doctor Who, here you go, you're sorted. And let's be honest, people born maybe after the 2000s might not like Doctor Who, but like our generation grew up with it, so you relate to that. But like when I joined, I went to what was called Freshers' Fair at the time. We now call it Welcome Fair. I went to Freshers' Fair, and I'm going to be completely honest, it was the day after T-shirt tour.
Oh God!
So let's just say I was fragile. I was very, very fragile. When you come to UOG, there's this big night out that happens during Welcome Week called T-shirt tour, where we all wear a nice, cute little branded T-shirt, and we go around and you get to explore all the bars, the pubs, the clubs. It's really, really fun.
And you just end up afterwards in the main club, which is called Moo-Moo's.
Whereas I did, and then Papa John's. So I was feeling fragile, so I didn't really have like the motivation to like join any clubs or societies. I went around, got all the freebies, which I didn't need, but I was like, I have to.
I think as a student, you just go,
it's a rite of
passage. Free. I have to pick up everything possible here.
Yeah.
I still have a bum bag from that first Freshers' Fair. It said, it's called, on the bum bag, it's Beer Keller to Fever, which
Beer
is...
Keller.
Oh, I know. Rest in peace. And it's beer, I still got that bum bag today, and it's a tiny bit manky now, but it's not too bad.
Memorabilia.
It's still okay, yeah. And that's the thing. It's, you get your like stuff like that, like a bum bag. I cherish that quite a lot. Like I've got a pair of New Balance shoes which I've had for my whole time at university, and they are like disgusting now. They're like rock solid.
But were they like you're going out?
I went out every single night in them shoes.
They're best.
And like they've got so much like blood, sweat, and alcohol in them.
Blood's ew.
Yeah, and it's like I don't want to get rid of them because I'd be like, that's a part of me in them shoes.
It's like I've still got my propaganda bottle opener. I literally still use to this day.
That's so good.
Talk about reusable stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't find what I call my tribe because I was hungover. So I went home, and then months later, I got a message from one of my friends being like, I'm going to a dance society tonight. And I was like, I'm not dancing. She's like, we don't have to dance. And I'm like, okay. Showed up to it. It was Barbie themed. One of my favorite nights ever. It was literally just, we got to dress up as Barbie and Ken. So it was really, really fun. And I was like, this is cool. Now, I'm not a dancer. I like to boogie. That's very different.
Yeah, you can still be a bad dancer.
I'm not a ballet dancer. I don't do tap. I don't do any of that stuff. I did do musical theatre when I was in college, but that's, again...
Surely you must have a tiny bit of rhythm then.
Oh, I've got great rhythm. Thank you very much. I've got great rhythm. But I'm just not like, I'm not a performing dancer. So when I joined the society, I was like, I will 1-2 step and kindly in the background, but I just don't think I'm good enough for competitions and whatnot. And they're like, yeah, that's fair enough. So I just joined as a social member.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing is, like for me, a part of cricket, you can either join as a social member, or for cricket it was a playing member, and it's obviously playing member is a bit more expensive membership wise, but then as a social member you can just come to the socials
and enjoy games and
go to the games, have drinks and any social activities. So like we would usually do like a curry night like once a month or once every 2 months.
Love that.
And then you have your main social night as well, which is every sort of week. Obviously during semester time.
Yeah, I loved my time with the dance society. So shout out UOG dance.
Yeah, love that.
And shout out UOG cricket.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had so much fun. And then I was studying journalism, which again I loved it. I can't speak highly enough of my time on that course. I had the best 3 years, and I left fresh out of uni into a grad job because of the opportunities that I had. But one of the main opportunities, which is something I'm very, very proud of during my student time at UOG, before going back to do my master's, is that I started my own society. Because like I said, as much as I love doing dance, I was like, okay, this is great and it's fun, but it's not, I'm a control freak that I feel like whenever I spend my time on something, it should kind of benefit me back. So I was like, I want to start a society that could help me build a portfolio. So I started a magazine, and it was me and my friend Lewis, not you, another Lewis. And we basically said, we want to start this digital mag that kind of allows people to, if you do photography, if you do film, if you do English, whatever, even if you do sports and you want to write about sports,
you can.
It's
sort of like having your own column and then expressing like what you want to talk
yourself.
About. Yeah.
And we started Farid the zine, and we started that in 2018, and it's still going on today.
I love that.
And I see all the posts, and like obviously there's new committees and different editors and stuff, and it kind of like, I don't know, I'm very proud of it because I'm like, oh, like we started this and it will keep going and it will grow. And every committee and every year, it's got a different vibe, it's got a different feel, because it's obviously injected by the DNA of whoever's leading it.
I can just imagine there being a room somewhere with a plaque of like founder.
Well, they do this
on it with your picture like in big.
I read the latest issue of Farid is out, and I read it, and I was like, oh, this is really nice. And at the end, they always put. Oh, someone just closed the door. Yeah, it's okay. They put special thanks to me, and I was like, that's very cute.
Do you reckon that'd be a thing in like 5 or 10 years time when like you're like fully
I'm enough of a narcissist to hope. Yes.
You just got to drop them an email later and say, excuse me, where's
my special thanks?
No, thanks to our Lord and Savior, the creator, Hisham Abdul Hamid.
But like, it's something that's really, really cool, and it's so cool to see that like the way it served me as a student to like express myself, actually develop my own voice in journalism, and like it's almost like freelancing, and because of it, I kind of got my grad job.
Yeah, I think that's the thing as well. That's such a good like work experience for you in a way. I didn't really do that.
I cheat the system.
Yeah, you cheat the system and create your own system.
Because I was generally I was struggling to. This is another thing that a lot of employers kind of ignore. Like they're like, "Oh, you're a grad job. You want like 1 to 2 years of experience."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Hun, from where?"
Yeah, where are you gonna get that experience from?
I am a student. I am working a part-time job to feed myself.
And this is the thing. As a student, there's so much going on. Think about it. Like, so in a general week, you have a part-time job going on.
Yeah.
You're trying to socialise.
Lectures.
Socialise with your flatmates.
Yeah.
Socialise with your social lot. With like cricket and stuff like that, you then also have lectures and stuff like that, and then
family,
and then family as well. There's so much,
and then also, which is the important part of it all, time for yourself.
That's a huge one as well.
That's a huge one. So, yeah, I was like, okay, how am I gonna ensure that I have enough experience when I leave uni? And I was very lucky, like I said, I had great opportunity as well. I was actually doing my course to go out and work in magazines and real life newspapers, and like I said, I had a very hands-on experience in the industry. But I was like, let me just do my own thing.
And I think that's the thing is, during my time at university, I didn't want to like probably get work experience because I was just enjoying myself probably too much. But like I always enjoyed everything I was doing, and I wanted to take everything in because I knew in 3 years' time or 4 years' time for me, everything's gonna be a lot different, and it was very different because of COVID. But like I just wanted to cherish every moment I sort of had. If that was just me staying up until 4 a.m. playing video games, then cool. If that was me going to play cricket with my mates, or if it was just me going to lectures, even though I didn't go to as many lectures as I probably should have, which is, it happens.
But let's be honest, like,
did everyone go to?
I mean, people might have. I'm sure there are a lot of people that have 100% attendance, but I feel like it's again rite of passage. And I'm not saying this. I'm not saying don't go to your lectures. Please go to your lectures.
We're not promoting that.
As someone that works for the University of Gloucestershire, please go to your lecturers. your lecturers will appreciate you as well. But like I was a good student, and I will say that with all the courage in my brain and my heart to say it. But like, I didn't go to all the lectures.
I was probably a bit opposite to you. I would say I was an okay student because maybe not in my third year I was pretty bad on going to lectures, but like I would always get the work done. I would get it on time. I was never like late with it or anything like that. I was just lazy. I just didn't like traveling to lectures, and so my first year I lived about 25 minutes away from Oxtal, so I was like, I can't really be asked today to go in.
Is that 25 minutes like walking?
Yeah.
Oh, get a grip.
Yeah, no, I'm lazy. I just said that. And then in Cheltenham, it was even worse. Even though I had a car, I would have to drive in.
Yeah, no, it's fair enough.
Pay parking ticket, but I finished with a 2-1 in the end, which is I finished with like 61%, which is it's pretty good considering like I didn't go to many lectures in my third year, and I probably didn't have a good relationship that I would have liked with like my tutors and stuff or my lecturers. I think looking on my time back now, I feel like I should have gone to more lectures. I feel like I should have developed and had that like rapport with my rapport. The word? Yeah, with like my lectures and stuff like that. Because I feel like I've missed a lot of different experiences because they lived a different life, and obviously they've had different influxes of students come in, and I could have learned a lot from them as well. Yeah,
and I feel like I will say this a lot. I definitely will. Like what you get out of university is equal to what you put in.
Yeah,
and it's the same with anything in life. And and again, I like I said, I was very career focused, very career driven. I socialized. I was social butterfly. But at some point in third year, because I was trying to do everything and everywhere all at once kind of thing, I burnt out. Yeah, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take time for myself. And I generally took like a week. 2 weeks where I just did nothing.
But you need that. It's a good mental reset.
It was a good reset. It was lovely.
Yeah, it's good.
And I had great friends that we used to just go out and like go day trips or go camping, and it was really, really fun. Yeah. Again, that's the best thing about living in Cheltenham and Gloucester is that
There's
so connected
so much
to everything.
I think I didn't experience that well enough until like I took it for granted how much free time I had and how like I missed out on going to like little niche places like there's like a little niche like vinyl store which like I'm quite into collecting my vinyls now, and like I missed the boat on that. Like I didn't go to many places around the county. Like I didn't even go up Cleve Hill. Like was here for 4 years. I did not go up Cleve Hill.
Sacrilege.
Yeah, no, it's because I'm a lazy boy.
If anyone is listening to this who is a student or is thinking about becoming a student, you are contractually obliged to go up to Cleve Hill within 2 months of studying at university.
Join your 3-year contract and maybe
it's a lovely space. But like the thing is, again, for me, I was like, coming to university, I was like, I want to go to a city university, and I was really adamant on that. And when I changed my mind, I was like, am I going to regret this? But then I realised that living in London is great, and I get to go to London all the time and Bristol. But first of all, things are expensive. That's a whole different story.
God, yeah.
But also, it's so big that like sometimes you're like, yes, it's in London, but it's still 2 hours away.
Yeah.
But the best thing about here, I get city life and I get country life all together in one.
Best of both worlds. Hover's best of both.
Like Hannah Montana says. But yeah, I had a great time. And I guess going back to like the behind the uni aspect, I kind of want to ask you like a set of questions, and I'll answer them as well.
Hit me with it.
Focused on uni experience, your life at UOG, being part of Team Gloss. You were an actual like sportsman.
Yeah.
And you competed in varsity. I was at varsity. I was on the sidelines. First of all, what's the one thing throughout uni, in your undergrad and postgrad, that you didn't expect? I know it's a hard question.
That is a tough question. I would probably say I probably didn't expect like how fast it would have gone. Like how fast it went. It just like
3 years sound like a long time until you actually go through the 3 years.
It's not. I don't like my second year just literally went by in a flash, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm in my third year now, and now I've finished. I'm like, oh my god, the uni was like I started uni 6 years ago, and I was just like,
make me feel old.
And that's the thing. Like back in my time, I wish I. Like I did get like a lot of photos, but I wish I had more like memorabilia in a way where I could look back and be like, yes, this is something like it was part of my life.
You know, that's so true. And I think someone told me at the beginning of uni, it's like, 3 years sound like a long time, but cherish every moment of it. That's why I love doing Freed so much, because my friend Lewis, who studied film production, always had a camera on him. Yeah. So we were taking pictures, we were taking videos, and like we actually used to like make edits and montages for Fareed for the mag. Yeah. Because we were talking about what things to do, and like sometimes like I'll just look back on it and I'm like, oh, we did that, we did this. I think as well, I wish I did something like I wish TikTok was around probably during my first year. Yeah, all the students that are living their student life right now have TikTok. It's just incredible. And I wish I had. I know like some people have done like a photo every single day for 365 days. I wish I did something like that maybe on TikTok, where I was like, okay, I'm going to just showcase my life and it's something I can look back on. Maybe I didn't have the confidence at the time, probably not even now, to be doing that with my daily life, but maybe that's something in the future which I want to do. But it's just, if I had something which I could look back on, I wish I had something like that. And yeah, so what about yourself? You should like, how would you answer that? One thing I didn't expect going to uni, alongside doing all the research I could. But the thing is, I thought I had a pretty good idea of what university and what to expect. But when I started uni, it was that the big thing, and I think a lot of people relate to this, is like the loneliness is so deeply embedded in the experience. Not because of, I don't think it's a negative thing. I don't view being alone as a negative thing. No, it's not. But it generally made me way more independent than I could have ever thought. Yeah. And for me, well, I've known you, for 2 years now? Yeah. And you are an extroverted person, aren't you? Very extroverted. And I think too much sometimes. For an extroverted person, being alone can be like a big struggle. It was. I think. And I used to literally just go, like, especially like living in halls, sometimes during like exam seasons where I wasn't doing exams, but my friends were. And I'm like, I can't hang out with anyone. Yeah, like what am I going to do? Sometimes I'd be like, oh, we'll just go for a coffee. And I literally felt guilty because I'm taking revision time away from them. So, like, how did you cope with that though? Sort of like being, how did I cope with it? Alone. I mean, I went out like with other friends and
yeah.
stuff. I made other friends, but then the majority of it is that I had to read to keep me busy.
Yeah.
So I was very, very lucky that I actually had like an outlet, like I said, to like express myself.
Yeah.
To kind of creatively take my loneliness or whatever I was going through, and put it into. Oh God, I'm gonna sound so pretentious, but like turn it into art. But like, yeah, it was, and because of it, I learned how to be independent. It also it also now gives me the confidence to be. I left uni in 2019. I'm about to go back and do my master's nearly 3 years after.
It's going to be a completely different
experience. It's going to be a completely different
experience,
but I know that I've done it. I know what to expect. I also am way more confident in my own like independence now. I cherish it a lot more. So I'm ready.
Yeah, I think it's going to be so unique as well, just because you're going to go back and you're not going to... You're all probably... The only people you'll know is probably the lecturers there. Yeah. Isn't it?
100%.
And you probably wouldn't even know any of the students...
Nothing.
Who are there, because
but I guess for someone that works for the uni, it's going to be great because I'm going to learn more.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you like...
It'll be like the mole.
Yeah. You'll be giving like little tips to like all the other students, like, oh, do this.
Do this, do that. That's so true though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. I guess another thing that kind of on the long side of things didn't expect, what was the biggest challenge?
Ooh, biggest challenge for me, that's, again, you're hit me with some tough questions here, Heesh.
I'm the Dr. Phil.
You're Dr.
behind the uni.
I think the biggest challenge for me was adjusting lifestyles from going from living with my parents to living at university and being sort of like a grown-up now and having them responsibilities in my life.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have the parent shield around me when I was at university.
Yeah.
And I probably... Yeah, I think everyone misses that. You've grown up with your parents for the whole of your life, and now you're like sort of flying the nest. It's a completely new experience for you, and I think I panicked a bit when that happened.
I definitely did.
Yeah, I don't think if anyone didn't panic, I think
I panicked so much that I tried to, I don't know, make myself feel comfort by buying stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll unlevel that in a different episode because. God, did I buy a lot of stuff?
Oh my God, yeah. I think it is a change of scenery. Like I had free reign to sort of do what I want, and I think I went a bit nutty as well with that. Like I was like, oh wow, I didn't have anyone sort of telling me to like hold off and be like, oh, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go buy stuff, and you realise probably like in second or third year, like probably shouldn't have bought that expensive.
You know what the funny thing is?
Yeah,
you just kind of give me like a light bulb moment. One of the biggest challenges is that I didn't actually know or have any type of information about how different supermarkets are in terms of pricing and like things like that. Like I know that's gonna sound so weird because obviously when I was living with my parents, I wasn't doing the food shop. I was like, you know what I mean?
That's true. That's
like,
so true.
I was going to get stuff from the shop like occasionally, or like when I'm out with my friends, like getting stuff for like to go, I don't know, go and drink in the park or whatever. When I was 18, lol.
The thing is, you don't realise as well, like, how much food you waste.
Yeah.
You waste so much food.
I learned so much from that, like, idea of, oh my God, no, I shouldn't go to the co-op that's closest to me. I'm going to walk 20 minutes.
To that closest Lidl.
To go to the Lidl.
Yeah.
But, like, things like that. And as a student, yeah, it's like £10 difference, which in my book is a lot of money, but some people might not think it is.
£10 on a student night could get you 5 drinks.
Yeah,
genuinely.
I love how that's how
and that's how I figure out. It's like, well, a VK was £2.
How many VK can I
times
get?
5? Well, no, it was actually 3 for £5, so you get 6. Sorry. So, like, you get 6 drinks. This is what's also so good about student nights. Is what I miss the most as well.
Nice and cheap.
Is I could take 20 quid out. I could go to the bank, take £20 out, and that would last me the whole night. £5 on entry. Go and you have £15 and 9 drinks.
This is 2016 prices.
VKs. This is 2016 prices, but 9 VKs. That would have lasted me
this is pre-Brexit.
the whole night.
Lol.
Yeah.
I guess part of the uni experience that makes it so special is the people that you meet. I'm talking about friends, and we'll talk about friends throughout the podcast all the time. But like, I cherish my relationships with my lecturers, or like mentors. I guess like your coach, your cricket coach, or something. Yeah. So like, what's been the most important like person from like the academic staff or staff that you kind of like think back, you're grateful for them?
I'm going to give you staff. I'll give you staff, and then I'll give you like a student person as well.
Nice.
Because of staff is a tricky one as well.
Yeah, it's so hard. They're all great.
I think it was probably one of my lecturers. I think she was like around during my first, second, and third year.
What's her name?
Sarah Dibble. And
Big up.
Big up Sarah. She does a lot of the management courses and does lecturing for that. She was brilliant as well, and I think she understood students, which I think is a key aspect as well. If lecturers understand what student life is like, okay, they may be showing up to lectures hungover, or they may not turn up to some, like,
or if you're me, late
with a Starbucks in hand,
always.
But like, she is the type of lecturer like you could have banter with and stuff, and like she would like give it back, and then you were like, oh yeah, we're having like good fun. It would make it fun to go to lectures, and this is why I was so gutted that I didn't go to as many as I would have liked during my second and third year, and what I sort of do regret quite a lot. But I think, she was brilliant. She was brilliant at her job as well, and like hats off to her. She like helped so many students on our course. I think the second person is a student, and he was a third year student during cricket, and his name was Ben Ford. Not related at all, by the way. Not related.
Is that your brother?
No, my brother's called George Ford, but he was just another Ford who came to the university, and he was in third year at the time, and he was just amazing as well, because of third years you just have so much experience, and you sort of like he takes you under his wing, and like you could like show you.
There's this whole like, I don't know. I was gonna say camaraderie. It's not really camaraderie, but like.
I would probably say
it's like it's empathy. Like you're like, oh, I was there once.
I walked in your shoes already, sort of thing. Like they have the experience, and like that was the big thing when joining the society for the first time, because I was just like crapping myself, like, oh, I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
They were so good to me on that front. Like they took me under my wing. They obviously let me stay. I think at theirs after a night out, or like before night. Like I'd get ready with them and stuff. Like they're just like so good about everything, and it
made it fun.
It felt like an older brother in a way, and a lot of the third years were like that, and that's what was so good. And like I had people I could go to, and I wouldn't say talk about issues, but I could go with problems if I wasn't feeling myself, and I would explain to them and say like, look, I'm not feeling up really tonight about going to social and stuff. Like, do you mind if I just miss this, Lord? But yeah, that's cool, mate. Just let us know when you're coming to the next one and stuff like that. And like, and that's what was so good about like having like friends who are in a different stage of their uni cycle, and that's what it was just great.
Are you still in touch with Ben?
Yeah. We still play like video games together and stuff.
Love that. I felt really like Dr. Phil there. I was like, are you still in touch with Ben?
Yes, I am, Hisham. So during like lockdown, we would always play Call of Duty Warzone.
Love that.
Because that was the only thing you could do. And we have like a Snapchat group. Yes, I still do use Snapchat. I am old. Sorry.
Yes. I do too.
So we had like a Snapchat group, and we would like, oh, do you want to play tonight? And we just played during the whole of lockdown. We had like a little posse, like a 4-man posse, where we would just like go and play.
I like that.
Play for like 10 hours straight. So, yeah.
I don't know if for me, lecture-wise, there's so many. I guess my personal tutor really had like an impact on my life.
Yeah.
In like ways I can't even put in words.
Yeah.
His name is Paul Wiltshire. He is now the subject leader for journalism at the University of Gloucestershire. Nice. And at the time, he used to teach us media law and news reporting. Very exciting topics. If anyone,
I was about to say, they sound very fun.
Anyone that is interested in journalism or media knows how exciting those topics are. But he made them so much fun. Like so much fun. He turned law, which is arguably a very boring topic, into like a really interesting topic, and I would never ever dare miss any of his lectures. And then he was also my personal tutor, so I want to say every month we have a catch up, and it's not about like how are you doing academically, or why your grades slipping and whatnot. Not that they ever were.
Oh my god.
But he would be like, what's going on, how are you? And I'd be like, oh, I'm doing great. He's like, no, really, how are you? And which is like,
it's good for someone to be able to speak to you about them.
Yeah, I never had that in school, or like I never had that in college or sixth form.
Yeah,
where someone is like generally caring.
Generally care about you, and I feel like that's such a big thing, because I feel like a lot of people avoid it, especially friendship groups where like they go like, oh, they don't go to you and like, how are you actually feeling and how are you doing, and it's like I feel like a lot more people should be doing that. I know it's such a scary thing to do, and like I would never do that to someone, but I care about my friends so much.
Also, some people just don't have like the actual wavelength or like bandwidth on their own mental and emotional capacity to be like, how are you really doing it? Because then the other person might not be feeling great and it's the unloading burdens and whatever.
Yeah.
But Paul was great.
Yeah, it is okay to speak about stuff like that. Like,
100%.
Yeah, and like...
Oh, I'm such an emotional little...
wreck.
Bitch. But like, I really... Yeah, he'd be like, I'll be like, well, Paul... This happened this week. I went through a breakup, and I remember
Paul was your emotional support. Like, Paul.
He was literally my therapist for like about 2 months, because I would literally go to him and I'd be like,
he's dumped me.
I dumped him.
Yeesh.
But like, yeah, I literally went through a breakup, and I remember I had a meeting with him the next day, and I showed up looking disheveled because I went out the night before, and I was like, oh, you know when you like go out and you're like, I'm gonna literally drink my emotions away, drink responsibly, and then he was like, something is happening, and I said to him, I literally had a very honest conversation about it with him, and he's like, well, it will pass. He said to me, whenever you're feeling down, and this is a great piece of advice for anyone in general. Whenever you're feeling down, if you've been through it before, you'll get through it again, and you'll look back and laugh at it, which I think is it's true. I do look back, I'm like, I was a mess.
And I think you can look back and you'll realise how much you've changed as a person.
Oh, big time.
Because of like, if I was in your shoes, that'd be the only thing you care about for like that time, like that certain amount of time. But
yeah, well, it was
a year later, you'd be like, why was I like that? Why was I being such like a wimp about it? Like,
no, literally,
like,
it wasn't even just that. Like, I was 18. I'm 24 now. At night and day in terms of personality, who I am, in confidence. I thought I was confident back then, but like now I actually, I am. I know. I feel like I'm confident. Who knows? Maybe in 6 years' time, I'm be even more confident. Yeah. I don't think people want that, but
I feel like when you're at that age as well, you care so much, sort of about
the little bits and bobs of life.
Yeah, little bits and bobs. Your image, like, oh, like if I go into a situation, like how am I like gonna portray myself? And like, oh no, that's sort of how I felt.
How you look again, like
like. Or if I wear this item of clothing, will someone like take the mickey out of me? Will I look trendy? Will I fit with like the sort of vibe and atmosphere?
So many people will have like residue. I don't know, if someone like experienced bullying in school, sixth form or college, they'll have residue from that when they come to university, and it's like a whole different experience. Because again, everyone is going through the same thing.
And the thing is, I don't think people care that much, really, do they?
Yeah, so most people don't care, but like your brain might tell you
that they do care. And because my brain was overloaded like that, and 100% of the time I'd be like worried about what people were thinking of me. Yeah. But in the end, like I still do worry a bit now, but I try and take mentalities like just don't care, just don't give a sort of like thing. It's just like that's the thing. It's just chill out.
Just chill out. I think I used to literally tell that myself. Okay, when you're a student, I always say, I know it's a fact, routines and schedules don't exist.
They're a myth.
They are a myth. You wake up at 7 a.m. on a Monday, you go to a lecture sometimes, and then you're in bed by 2 p.m, and then you wake up at 5, you get ready, you start drinking, you go out, you're back at 4 a.m, you sleep all of Tuesday, and then you wake up at 7 p.m. on a Tuesday, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to go out for dinner. Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
When I like to always know, like, when are people most productive? When were you most productive? Are you a night owl or are you like an early bird?
I was a night owl.
Yeah, me too.
So because of you just get to a routine of just not really a routine. It's me just going to bed late every single night.
Yeah.
And I would usually go to the library at 9 because I knew it would be dead.
You actually went to the library?
Oh yeah, no. I would always go to the library.
Did you work or did you just go and socialise?
A bit of both. So I'd go there with my meal deal. Usually.
Classic.
It's like a 8 p.m. meal deal or 9 p.m. meal deal. I would...
Reduced?
I would go to the Tesco and get usually like a smoothie.
Nice.
A sandwich.
A little boost.
Yeah, a little boost because of like it's basically the same price as the whole meal deal. So go there. I would then open my laptop lid up, sign in, and then eat my meal deal for an hour and proceed to chat to everyone and not actually do any work for the first hour. And then I would be like, come on, Lewis.
Let's get into it.
Get in the mood. Just like, come on.
Yeah.
And then, do a bit of work. It was weird, though, when I did work. Like, I would get into, like, a flow. And when you're in that flow, it's great. And you churn out, like, 300, 400 words in the space of, like, 30 minutes. And then you go on your phone, and then you're like, oh, I'm now procrastinating for an hour.
Yeah.
But
see?
There was some times where, like, I would go at, like, 5 p.m. I wouldn't leave the library until, like, 2 a.m. But I would only do, like, 2-3 hours of work. And the rest of the time,
that's okay, though, because I think you have to take...
study breaks.
At the end of the day, as long as you've got your assignments on a time, no one should care how you did it.
I struggled a lot doing assignments in my own room because I had distractions of my...
See, I'm the opposite.
Yeah, I had my TV there. I'd have my Xbox there. I have flatmates come into my room and say, "Oh, should we go out tonight?" Like, "Oh, no, I've got this assignment to do." Then you go out and you're like, oh God.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I had to go to the library. And then I'd always have to take a pair of headphones. I don't know how people
can just
go
sit in
to
the
library and sit without headphones on and do work. I find that crazy.
It's very bizarre. I used to go and get my Starbucks. I used to get my little tote bag with my laptop, go to the library, be like, you know what, I'm gonna girl boss my day. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna Jeff Bezos the out of this day, and I will go and sit down, open my laptop. I will find people to talk to, and then plot twist. 6 hours have passed by. I've not done a single piece of work. I will go home. I will cook dinner. It's like 7, 8 p.m. Okay, because I used to like treat library work as like a day job.
Yeah.
So I would go out in the morning and whatnot. Then I'd go home. I would have dinner. I would watch a film. Then I'll sit at my desk at like 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Leave at 2 a.m. And then like get up at 2 a.m. and I'm like, not just only being productive, I have finished something.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I generally I used to like allow myself to not be like, I don't know, confined to that routine.
Yeah, I feel like looking back on it now, I should have probably treated, as you said, like uni like a day job. So you have 9 till 5.
Well, I didn't really do a good job at it, but I treated it as one.
But at least you sort of got there.
I put on a
in
cute
a way.
outfit and went to show everyone.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't. I should have. I think preparing for like life after university as well. Like adjusting to a 9 till 5 job is one of probably the hardest things I've done. I remember like waking up on the first day of like my job after uni, like my first proper job in an agency.
Yeah.
And that was, oh God, that was a long 9 till 5. I came home after and I was just drained, just fully drained. And I remember because at the time I was living in Bristol, my new job was in Gloucester. I had to drive up there.
It's a lot of
Yeah, like 40 minutes back and forth. I remember the first day I got home, I think I fell asleep at like 9 p.m. I was shattered. It's like, I got to do this again tomorrow. I was like, how am I going to do this?
You did it.
Hey, I did
You got through it.
And now I love 9 till 5. I got my weekends free.
I love my job.
Yeah.
Before we kind of wrap up, I want to ask one last question. You did 3 years in undergrad. You're in postgrad. I did 3 years and I'm about to start my postgrad. If you could restart it all tomorrow, what would your biggest advice to your old self be? Number one piece of advice.
Number one piece of advice.
18-year-old Lewis.
18-year-old Lewis Ford going into university. Fresh out of Winterbourne.
In Bristol.
The big Bourne. I think my one piece of advice, it's going to sound really like cliche, like go to lectures more. It probably would have been that. I think I'd have that, and then I would also have don't be afraid. I think it would just don't be afraid. Just go and do as much as you can. And take in all the experiences, take in the lectures, take in going out partying, take in going and find little niche places. Yeah, be present, be wholesome, and just
be wholesome.
Yeah, just be like, just go out, have fun.
Yeah,
because you're never gonna get this experience again, and that was a big thing. Now I look back at it, and I'm like, oh, I wish I could go out on a Wednesday night, like randomly, impromptu, go knock on my mate's like bedroom door, and say, give them the look, like, come on. You know we're going out tonight. It's like I could do that now, but it'll be pretty dodgy. I don't like working with a hangover. It's quite tough to do. But like,
we're getting old now.
Probably one of the main things.
I like that. Be wholesome.
And be wholesome.
Go to university. Be wholesome. Have good times.
What about you, Hish? What would you say like top thing to
chill
give?
Out. I think that's what I would
young
say.
Hish.
I would say young Hish. Chill out.
Yeah.
Life is not that, you know what I would say? Chill out. It's not that deep.
Hun, come on.
Because I just generally put so much pressure on myself because I felt like I'm Egyptian. I come from an Egyptian background where education is like the holy grail of life, and there are different types of education.
Yeah.
But my family never understood that concept, so I grew up with like that idea, that preconceived notion of being like, it's either the firsts or don't go home. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's dramatic. My parents love me. I'm not saying they're going to disown me if I didn't do well. But like, I just put on so much pressure on myself because I wanted to do well.
Yeah.
And I had this like really strict goal of like, I need to leave uni, finish my last lecture, having a job in my
straight
back pocket.
away. Yeah.
And I did it, but the cost of my mental health. So I would just say chill out. And it was generally like, that would generally be my number one piece of advice.
Chill out. It's not deep.
It's not that deep.
I think that's a good way to wrap up there.
Yeah.
Chill out and
Chill out. It's not that deep.
yeah.
I think.
I love that.
Yeah. And then this podcast, we had discussed so many amazing topics, and I'm really, really excited to just again, dive in.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that. I can't wait to just dig
Get
deep
going.
into all the nitty gritty areas about university life, and it is going to be really exciting, and I'm looking forward to this adventure we're about to go on.
I have one last idea that I want to kind of include in the podcast for every episode. I would like us to ask people 3 silly questions.
Okay.
We ask our guests those questions every episode.
All right. Can you ask me these questions?
I'm gonna start off with you. The first one.
Yep.
And
I'm ready.
Considering we spoke about you eating steak all the time, what's the most student meal that you've ever had?
Ooh.
Student. I'm not talking about takeaways. I'm talking about
okay, actual
ratchet stuff that you've made in your kitchen.
Chuck in the cupboard and be like, yeah.
What? Yeah. Your end of the student loan. You're broke. You've got nothing going on.
So
what is it?
These tasted unbelievable as well. It was called these
I've
sachets.
got a name.
It's called pasta and sauce.
Oh, bachelor's pasta.
Bachelor's pasta and sauce. And what I used to do, my second year mate who I lived with called Shane. Shout out Shane, South African as well, legend.
Love that.
We used to tear it open and used to put water and milk in.
In a sachet?
No, in a Pyrex bowl.
Oh, in the bowl.
Water and milk. So boo. And then we would get some soy sauce in there, and then some sriracha sauce in there, and then chop up some ham and cheese and put it in. Microwave it. Bang, comes out after 4 minutes of microwaving it. It's like a little pasta bake, and it's holy mackerels.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah, it was.
That's very good.
Very tasty.
Doesn't sound bad.
But it looked like sick.
Yeah,
It didn't
the
look
thing
good.
is, most food that look bad tastes good.
Oh no, so it's dangerous though, isn't it?
I
It
like
really
that.
is.
But just pasta sauce. That's not. I don't think that's bad.
No, it was nice. I got a few other worse ones, but we'll save them for later episodes.
I feel like we're gonna hear horrible ones.
Yeah, I've got some dodgy ones, some to do with eggs. So,
No, I don't want to know about that one.
Okay.
I guess I could ask myself that question as well.
God.
I don't think it's bad. I still do it.
Yeah.
My friend Lewis, who I lived with, introduced me to this Nigella Lawson recipe. I couldn't even call it a recipe. It's not a recipe. She put it in her book, which I think is audacious when you hear what this is.
Did it feature the microwave?
No.
Oh.
This is pre-microwave.
Oh.
This is 2016.
God damn.
This is pre her show.
Oh.
But it's Marmite Pasta. And it's just
No,
it's very good.
I don't like
you literally
Marmite.
boil the pasta, butter, Marmite together, and you dump the pasta in, parmesan on top. Bob's your uncle.
No.
Fanny's your aunt.
Oh,
But
wow.
I loved it, and it was really, really good. And sometimes I literally will, because I just love Marmite. So I was like, carbs, Marmite, and butter, and cheese.
I really can't do Marmite.
It's very good. It's very, very good.
Right, hit me with this second question.
Okay, so obviously we've kind of discussed it already, but if you could sum up your Uni of Gloss, Team Gloss experience in a word or a phrase, what would it be?
Are we just doing about experience, or are we going to do? Are we saying about university as well, or is it just experience?
I guess you could do both,
Do both?
whichever.
Yeah.
Uni experience. What was it like? Your
My
actual
uni,
academic,
what in one word?
or a phrase?
In a phrase, I would say experience. I'd probably say best time of my life.
Love that.
Like a little phrase. That's probably one way I would describe it. And then the university as a whole, I would probably say.
Take a deep breath.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'd probably say eventful or experience,
I like that.
and because there's just so much to offer, and there's just so much happening all the time, and that's what was good. Even though I didn't take advantage of all of it, but there was just so much.
But you took advantage of what was enough for you at the time.
And
that's important.
And it was the best time of my life.
Love that.
Yeah. What about you?
Definitely, yeah. Great time. I had a lovely time. Best time of my life for just the experience of it. Ups and downs, roundabouts, and everything. Even some that had horrible times personally, they were still surrounded by great things.
Yeah.
And then my academic experience, I would say chaotic, and again in the best way possible, because I was just like,
Chaotic's good.
it was good. It was good chaos.
It was good chaos. Yeah.
Yeah, and I learned a lot from it. So
I love that.
I guess that. And then now that you have your masters and your undergrad, what's on your bucket list?
Oh, my bucket list. I think
doesn't have to be uni stuff. Like, it could be like life.
I think I've got a few things on my bucket list, so I'll save a few for like later day. I think one is I want to start doing like Twitch streams.
I love that.
Like
I don't know why I
games.
thought you were going to say I want to start knitting, but
Maybe,
my brain.
maybe when I'm like 60 or 70, but not now.
That's cool.
Yeah, I want to start doing Twitch streams. Like I've recently built like a gaming PC and stuff like that. I've got all the software as well.
What game would you stream?
I would either I'd be boring and do like Warzone or do like FIFA or something like that.
Nice.
But then I would probably venture out and do like
solid audiences.
Yeah, I'll do like venture out and do like solo games like Elden Ring, which has just come out.
Yeah.
Which is like from the creators of like Dark Souls, so that's pretty intense.
Yeah.
But I would have like, because I can get a bit angry playing games, I'd have like a good like rage compilation. I think
That'd be funny. That'd be good. That would do good on TikTok.
Yeah, I think it would as well. So
I think you should do it.
yeah,
I think you should do it. I guess my bucket list thing.
top thing.
I've got a lot.
Go on, hit me with
As
one.
expected.
Pick off the list.
You know
of
what?
Your bucket.
This is a good one. This is probably one of my bucket list things to do. Start a podcast.
Oh, so wholesome.
So yeah, again, very wholesome. Yeah, I think it definitely. When we were trying to push for this podcast to happen, I was
Begging for it.
really pushing for this podcast to happen. So I'm very happy. I'm very excited and happy that's happening. I'm very happy to be doing it with you too.
Heesh, that's so sweet.
And we've got so much to talk about and dig deep. But yeah, if you're listening to this when it comes out, if you're listening to it on the day it comes out, first of all, well done. I'm gonna timestamp it. This is June.
What are you doing, man?
I'm gonna timestamp it. This is June 2022, the launch of the Behind the Uni podcast. We've got so many great guests coming on. Got so many great episodes. Different locations. Yes, which I'm very
in
excited
FCH
about.
today, of course, as we said to start with.
Yeah,
but
and we'll be in all campuses, I'm sure.
It's gonna be a journey.
Unless something happens in the other campuses, we will be there.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully not.
Touch wood.
Touch wood. Yeah. It's going to be a journey, Heesh.
I'm very excited.
And I cannot wait to go on this journey with you.
Oh.
Like 100%. It's going to be a roller coaster.
I love
It's going to be good points, it's going to be low points. You know, that's life though.
That's life. And I guess we'll leave it at that for the first episode of Behind the Uni.
Yes.
As always, thank you so much. Or not as always, I guess, but thank you so much for listening or watching. If you're listening, this podcast is actually available in video form on our YouTube channel. So just go to YouTube, type University of Gloucestershire. Mine and Lewis's face will be right there, ready for you to click on.
It will also be available on Spotify as well, and also I think Apple Podcasts.
Wherever
as well.
you listen to great podcasts,
Yes.
will be there.
There'll be a home for this somewhere for you.
Yeah.
And make sure to also check us out on socials, at the Uni of Gloss or at Uni of Gloss for a few different channels. We're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, we're on all of them.
We're also on
Everywhere.
Giphy.
We're on Giphy as well.
If you want to use GIFs provided to you by the University of Gloucestershire, go to Giphy.
Not on Pinterest though. We're not on Pinterest.
I'm starting a Pinterest board right now. I'm joking.
Okay. Well, blimmin' hell.
But yeah.
Start Bebo account up as well. Let's
Bring it back.
MSN. Let's check them all back in.
But yeah, if you have any questions about life at the Uni of Gloss, at the University of Gloucestershire, whether it's how to apply, how to get involved, or if you're a student and you want to find out more about uni life, head to our Instagram at Uni of Gloss, drop us a DM or comment on one of our posts.
One of us two will be responding
One
to you.
of us will respond to you and
have a bit of banter.
yeah. Oh, we love
good time. Yeah.
We love banter.
We love a good banter
on social.
Yeah.
And then this podcast when it launches, we're releasing 3 episodes, but it's actually going to be coming out weekly. So always check in weekly for more Behind the Uni Madness, Uni of Gloss talks. We've got an incredible range of students who will be featured on the podcast. We're talking about everything from mental health to finance to being queer at universities to being a
BAME student.
A BAME student at university.
To alumni, to staff members. It's gonna be a lot to
anything that has uni in it, we've got it covered.
Yes.
Amazing.
Amazing.
So yeah, thank you so much and have a great day wherever you are and we'll see you soon.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.